Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chang from Hobo Adventure.
This is Dan from Vagabond Awake.
And today we want to share a story what happened is kayaking go wrong in El Nido. What's happened there?
Well, we had seen some YouTube videos where people went kayaking to this beautiful island.
Very beautiful islands,
Very beautiful.
I have to say.
So we rented a kayak and we headed out on the highway, or the waterways.
Yeah, as you know that in El Nido, kayaking is a very normal activity for people to go. So then saw some YouTuber showing these beautiful islands. It's just next to the vanilla beaches. So we are like, okay, well, let's go.
Yeah, and I like to run in the mornings, but I thought I like to mix it up. Sometimes get different kinds of exercise, and kayaking is a good upper body exercise. So. Yeah,
and we didn't ask anything from any local people, so we just followed that YouTuber and then to go to whatever place they rent a kayak. Same price still. It's 100 peso, which is about $2 per hour.
Per hour, yeah.
For kayaking with a life jacket as well.
And paddles and. So when we arrived, we noticed it was a little bit windy. We both noticed it, but we didn't talk about it for some reason.
Yeah, when I walk on the beach at night, I just feel the wind very strong, and then I just pray in my heart that everything will be good. Don't think too much.
And the water didn't appear to be that smooth. It wasn't crazy or anything. It wasn't raining or big waves, but it wasn't as smooth as it is some days.
And it's high tide. I have to say that time is a high tide, and the sun is beautiful.
Right.
Yeah. So and then we're like, okay, fine, let's go. So we go renting. And when we slowly paddle, it's kind of, for me, I'm very scared because I don't know how to swim.
But she had a life jacket on. So.
Yeah, but I have a life jacket on because Dan like to do all this adventure stuff, which is, I'm very scared about all these things. But I'm still doing. So we paddle. At first, we paddled about like
hour and 10 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
To go to the place, and
that's how long it took to get there.
When I'm in the middle of the in the ocean, I was scared.
Yeah. As we got closer to the middle between the mainland and the island we were paddling to, it started to notice the waves were getting a little bigger in the center area. Yes. Which isn't unusual because it's deeper there, and so. We were paddling harder than we had been, and by the time we got there, we were pretty tired. And
we lost our GoPro as well, but I will tell you the story later.
Yeah, that's later in the story. So we finally arrived, and it's just as beautiful as we've seen in the videos of the place.
I'm able to take some of the photo in my phones about the place, very beautiful, but we was very, very tired, thirsty, and I have prepared water and then cooked the pasta in the morning.
So we brought lunch with us.
Yes. So when we arrived, we thought
we'd relax on the beach, catch our breath, maybe take some photos.
Yes.
And not more than a minute after we arrived, before we really
we're able to eat our food, our pasta, and rest a little bit.
Actually, that was in the second we ate. The second beach we paddled to is where we had the lunch. Yeah, so there's two beaches we went to. The first beach we went to, we hadn't really even gotten the boat completely out of the water. We still had our life jackets on, and a guy walks up with a shotgun.
And say, "Sir, man, this is private property."
This is private property, yeah.
I'm like, what? I just saw someone come here. But,
The video was probably a year old, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of them we saw, but... And so apparently the island had sold and now it's a private island.
And then like, okay, no choice. But it's very tired. And so we come to the...
So we, of course, the guy has a shotgun. He's being polite.
Yeah.
He didn't point it at us or anything.
No.
But we're not stupid. So we hop back in the kayak and we start pedaling the second beach that we saw when we were arriving. The first beach we went to was bigger, and it's I would say more beautiful and bigger and more interesting stuff to look at. And then but since we'd gone that whole way and we were tired from paddling for an hour and 10 minutes, we thought, let's go to the smaller beach. It's still beautiful. It's still white sand. It's gorgeous.
It have a house over there.
Yeah, but it had a house, and we thought, well, we'll just go over there and rest for a bit, maybe eat our lunch, see if anyone bothers us there, and if not, then maybe we'll shoot some pictures and enjoy ourselves. And so we went over there and we started eating our lunch.
We started eating a lunch, and we just feel like, whew, at least we can, take a rest for a while.
So we got a nice rest. We had something to eat. And we were probably there, about 15 minutes?
Yes.
And we had the boat out of the water. Gorgeous, gorgeous beach.
Very beautiful.
Gorgeous water. And then the same fellow with the shotgun came swimming around he swam around the corner. There's a big rock between the two beaches.
And then he said, "Sir, ma'am, this is private property."
This is property too.
And then, but he did say you can go to the back of the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because the weather is getting not good.
Yeah. So we said okay. But he told us of another beach we could row to. Actually, a couple, if we wanted to. But when we got back on the kayak and started rowing in that direction, the wind started to pick up. And the wind was actually blowing us back towards the island. Yeah. Now, the wind was blowing us towards the island, and if we let the wind blow us, it would have blown us to the left or the right of the island, and then we would have been maybe going out to sea or something. So we thought, okay, we paddled as hard as we could. We weren't able to make much headway. In fact, the wind was blowing us back towards the island. So when we tried to paddle back to the mainland, which wasn't far, I would guess less than a kilometer.
I don't know, but for me it's far because I don't know how to swim, and I don't want to do any dangerous adventure. I'm not an adventure.
And so probably maybe half a kilometer, and we got maybe 20 or 30 meters from the island, and the wind just really picked up and started pushing us back towards the island. And so we were gonna go around the corner to this other beach, he said, that wasn't too far away. But we realized that if we went around the side of the island, that would be the wind at our back, and that if the wind was still happening when we tried to go back to the mainland, it would be even further that we had to paddle. About then the wind even got a little stronger. It was a little wavier, and it pushed us
back to the island.
Pushed us back to the island, the first one where we first met him.
And then he came to us.
He came to us again.
"Sir, ma'am, this private property." I said, "I know, sir, but the wind pushed her back.
Too strong.
Push her back, so we have to wait until the wind calm down, so we're able to paddle kayaking back."
Right.
And then
so maybe we were there 30 minutes. We were in the water, like right on the edge of the water with the kayak, waiting for the wind to die down.
And then we did ask help. That, do you know any boats around that you can call? Then come to rescue us. We will pay the money because the wind is so strong.
So strong. We just didn't think we could paddle it up against the wind for half a kilometer.
I just don't want that when we paddle in the halfway, then the boats, turn, and then I'm like, God, man.
It wasn't that far. We could have swam back, but the problem is the kayak. When you're up on a kayak, the wind grabs you. Down swimming, it wouldn't be a problem, but up in the air, we weren't able to paddle. But finally we decided, let's try one more time.
Yeah, but before that, he did say that he have friends who in the boats, they'll go to the town to buying the food. Maybe that when he back, that he can give a ride to back. So we're like, okay, so we can wait, and in the same time we wait for the wind calm down. But like you say,
maybe 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Then
we sat and contemplated, and then we thought, let's try one more time.
But before that, I also think that maybe contact our hotel, that arrange someone to rescue us as well.
We were thinking of different plans to get ourselves out of hot water if the wind didn't die down. But we finally decided, let's give it one try. We'll paddle as hard as we can. And we got out probably about 50 or 100 meters, and then the wind started to die.
Yes.
And it was much mellower, and we were able to paddle directly across. That wasn't long, maybe 20 minutes to get to the mainland.
We we are near to our main island from the side. And we started enjoying our time. So we're taking video, from the side to see all the resort.
We're paddling along the beach now. We're back to the mainland. We're paddling along the beach, trying to get back to where we rented the kayak.
Yeah, but we are more relaxing, and we're taking video.
We knew we were safe. or safe. And so we started noticing the resorts,
Yes.
the beautiful resorts we're paddling by.
And then I was like, why don't we just stop in one of the beaches so we can go down and take a rest and take a photo?
Yeah.
And the picture that I chose is quite like a rock, you know.
Yeah, it wasn't a very powdery beach. It was rocky.
Yeah. And then and then Dan is tired and you want to like go for a swim.
I want to cool off because we've been paddling really hard. And so I jumped in the water and I ran into a blue jellyfish.
And then
which they sting. It's pretty hard. It's pretty. It's kind of like a goo. You get like a blue goo on your skin, and you're like, "What is that?" And I didn't know what a blue jellyfish was at the time. But I started to really sting.
You have the like a swimming thing on.
Yeah, I had a little. Well, what happened is I had it on my leg.
Yeah.
And
your hand also.
I picked in my hand. That's so I picked up sand and I was rubbing the blue off.
Yeah.
And I got some on my finger, and then I didn't know it was on my finger. I thought I'd gotten it all off my leg, but apparently I went like this because my eye itched, and I put some blue up here. And
then he came to me and like, oh my God, what's happened?
So we went through that drama of getting the blue jellyfish off me, and it stung. It was like maybe like a bee sting, but just a bunch, maybe 5 or 10 bee stings all at once.
But if you get any jellyfish sting you, don't worry in El Nido because you can go to the pharmacy. They have the ointments. You ask them that you want to buy
for the jellyfish.
For the jellyfish they give you, and just put it on, and it's killed in like a week. You know. So.
Yeah, I had like a big scar that lasted 3 or 4 days, and then when we started putting that stuff on there, it was gone like in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
I thought it might be around forever because it was such a weird.
It's a very weird
looking scar. Yeah.
And it's like, and then it's like, okay, you got the jellyfish. I said, let's go back already. I cannot.
So we paddle back. We deliver the kayak back, and it turned out it was 300 pesos. So we went for
3 hours.
For 3 hours, yeah.
And then when we arrive, when we want to return to the kayak, and then we start to pack our stuff to carry.
Yeah.
Like, where is our GoPro?
Where's the GoPro?
We have full GoPro. So
we have one for water, one for land.
One is in the underwater cover, and another one is not in the underwater cover. So, and then we lost one. I don't know like how.
Yeah.
And we're trying to find. I couldn't find it.
We couldn't find it. We think maybe what happened was when we finally got the kayak to land, maybe it fell out of the kayak and we didn't notice that and that someone probably just picked it up, because I ran back to the spot where the jellyfish, that it wasn't there, it wasn't in the water or anything. So maybe someone picked it up. We don't really know, but so we had to order a new GoPro. Yeah. And that's what we're talking to you on now. We bought a GoPro 10. So.
Yes, but the whole experience for me is very terrible. It's like I don't want to be kayaking anymore in the ocean like this, open, ocean.
Yeah.
And
I think the moral of the story is, think about wind when you're going to paddle out in the Pacific Ocean, and waves. It can change the story really fast. You have to think about weather. So. And
should ask the local when you're renting a kayak. Ask them which island that we can go. Yeah, because the islands are famous here. They know the names of all of them. You could just tell them the name of it and they'll tell you which ones. Oh yeah. Do you know what is the island? The island is Pinagbuyutan Island. It was before in the tour, the island hopping tour B package. But right now they are the private lands, private islands.
It's a private island now, yeah.
So there's no more the tour to go to that island. So the moral of the story is, whenever you want to do kayaking by yourself, DIY kayaking by yourself in El Nido, check with the owner which island that you can go. It saves your life.
We're almost dead.
Just kidding. So that's our story of today. If you're enjoying this video,
please like,
comment, and subscribe.
And hit the notifications bell.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.